right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter. This is Chatter with Statter, and it looks like we've got some people already coming on in for the show. Our usual crew being here early. Rick and Darlene, Shock in the house as well. Super stoked to see y'all. And I don't know what we're going to do to top what we did yesterday. Now, yesterday, if we were here on my stream, we weren't here on my stream. We were all together on a different stream called the Daily Pigeon Live. It was the 4th anniversary for the Daily Pigeon Live. Quite a fun time, I must say. And yeah, after that show, well, I don't even know what we're going to do today because we got nothing like that. But I can say that eMusic is also in the house, as is Mama Sean. Super stoked to see all y'all. It looks like I have got a an Ashes coming in to say hi. Oh, she heard her name and she knew. She knew she was in trouble. She was gonna get picked up for all the loves that she doesn't want, cause she just likes to be at arm's reach. And there you go. Lady Misty, no, you are not that late. We haven't even gotten the party started yet. So there you have it. And wasn't that fun, Love, the small kind pictures? Yes, it was totally fun. And it looks like, wait, did Picola T pop in here? Oh, shoot, gosh darn heck, Fork. I had something that I wanted to show, but it wasn't from Picola T. It was actually from C Honda. Maybe I can grab that while we're doing things and other stuff. But if Picola T is here, even though I didn't see her come in, if she is here, hey, oh, here we go. Happy Hump Day, Statter Crew, says Picola T. That is right. Picola T was the winning bingo team player for yesterday's Daily Pigeon Live bingo contest. We, on the team Mad Statter, the Statterbox gang, we didn't win, but we did have a fun time trying to win. All my little stickers are the words we got. Oops. And some of them, like Ladat, we got them many, many times. And did I see the last minute email photo I sent? I don't know, eMusic. Where did you send it to? I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But while we ponder that, why don't we get the party started, shall we? All right, there we go. Boop. No, eMusic, I did not, but I do now, and yeah, we'll figure out how to get that. That was the picture of controversy. There was a controversial moment where we had some insider trading on Daily Pigeon Live yesterday. Not during the bingo not during the bingo contest, but if you were there, you might know. And I have the picture to prove the insider trading that we already knew happened. Thanks to eMusic. Yep, so here we go. This was the bingo card for Team Statter, if you were on it. We almost had if he had said Okole, we would have had a real bingo. Now, we might not have had the most squares, but we would have had a real bingo, and I think a real bingo might have actually trumped more squares. But I'm not the one who made the rules, so I don't know. But we almost won, you guys. I don't care that we didn't win. We're number 2. We're number 2. Yeah. Hey, Michael Anthony Smith, so good to see you here today, and super stoked you were able to hang out yesterday for as long as y'all did. And it looks like Andre is in the house. Gina, yeah, I still don't know who was on my team either, so don't even worry about it. I think Shock has got the key to the team list. And I suppose I can find out who was on my team in if I asked, which I didn't. But Shock tells you, okay, you were on, so Gina, you and I and all the gang, we were number 2. We were number 2. We were number 2. And Rick comes in, a real bingo would have won, but I was on Picola T's team, so na-na-na-na-na-na. Yep, exactly, y'all. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Fine. And let's see here. Darlene coming in. It was a nice day here. Did some yard work. Trimmed some dead, dry branches too off your rose bush. Warm enough to start in the yard. Yes, I thought about doing that today as well. And Andre brings up a very good point. Second is the best. Not so high, everybody's gunning for you. And not so low as third. Very good point, Andre. Very good point. But speaking of yard work, y'all, so I haven't found this. I don't know what this is. I know that Steel has one, but that's not the one I'm talking about. I've heard that there are... Oh, wait, hold on. Before we go into yard work, Team Statter was Michael Anthony Smith, Mama Sean, Marmac, Dan Lozano, Gina Gamba, Charles K, Poppy Shaney, Thomas the Turtle, Liana Chalman, equals Smalley Facebook. I don't know what that meant, but that's okay. Pulani 609 Local, Duck Draws, Denise 101, Mad Trees 808, Leilani Michael, Twitch and Shout, Felicia Nichols, Tracy Dixon. Oh, dude, we had a really good team. And Picola T, I was too. I honestly could have been. Seriously, guys, I was doing my best for all y'all. I had my clipboard. I had it on the clipboard, and I wasn't even watching. I wasn't even really watching. I was just listening and scanning and listening and scanning. Now, had I been, every once in a while, I looked up and I saw one of my bingo words in the chat, but Andy didn't say those words out loud, because, Small Kind I saw in the chat, and, what was else? I saw something. Kenny Roberts said something. Oh, somebody said give 'em. Yeah, no, a couple people said give 'em. And I was like, "God dang it!" But Andy didn't quote them, so Give 'em and Small Kind did not get on our choomed. So Darlene, if you weren't on Picola T or mine, then you had to have been on Miles's team. And so, yeah, exactly, Picola T. During the Lono songs, where I knew I didn't have to listen to Andy, I went and was scanning the chat and doing stuff. But at the moment Andy was speaking, I was like, oh, and then Picola T, I was really frustrated when Andy had the mute, right? Because I was like, what if he's saying some of my words? But then I was like, well, what if he's saying some of the other words too? So, whatever. But I was so frustrated. It was like, I might be hearing a word that's on my bingo. But alas, everyone was at that disadvantage. And let's see here. Andre, thank you so much for the gift here. And let's see here, though. You went out for a bit. You're fighting a cold, so that's why you're home right now. Got it. But not enough energy to do yard work. But read a book in the yard. There we go. That sounds perfect. I know, right? Classic to go muted at the start of the show. And he stayed muted for so long. I mean, we tried our best to let him know. All of us did. We all did a good job. Mute. Mic check. Cannot hear. No sound. Cannot hear. There was so many comments, and he was just talking because, as Andre, excuse me, sorry, Andre, I didn't mean to say your name like that. As Andre so succinctly put it, he was doing a mad statter. Yep. Just busily, happily talking to myself. It's a great conversation. It sounds like my head, says Michael Anthony Smith. Exactly. All right. It was so hamajang. It was so perfect. It was and is so perfect. But to go back onto the yard work topic, y'all. Oh wait, hold on, Darlene. Gotta love Andy. He does better though than I would be doing all the technology and equipment. Absolutely no. In fact, I'm not surprised that it maybe took him. Hey, Kenny, good to see you. I'm not surprised that it really took him a while to figure out what the flying fork was going on, because when you've got so many levels of equipment, so many levels of technology, so many windows, so many things layered on things, it is my setup might as well be made of bubblegum, rubber bands, and paper clips in comparison to what Andy's got going on. And even in my bubblegum, rubber bands, and paper clips setup, it can still be complicated to trace down where is that echo coming from? Why do I not be muted? Wait, why do I not be muted? That's not usually what we ask here. But you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway. Exactly. Words are jarred. My head would explode from all that. And there you have it. So I was not really that surprised that that Andy was having trouble figuring out where it was coming from. On the other hand, I'm not so sure he knew for a very long time that he needed to be searching for an issue, because he really seemed to be. At first I thought he was trying to fix it, and then he kept talking, and I was like, oh, maybe he didn't try to fix it. And then he kept talking more and talking more. It was very cute. It was lovely. I really had a good time yesterday. I really did. I know that it's really strange just be like, we had a party online and it was fun, but we had a party online and it was fun. And I do be having all the gooder grammars, Kenny. And that's right. Dr. Steve says WD-40 and duct tape also might help. Dr. Steve, you actually don't know how timely your commentary is. I literally just repaired something with WD-40 and duct tape earlier this week. So yeah, very, very high-tech problem solutions. Problem solutions, that's what they are. They're both problems and a solution. Problem-solving solutions, that's what I meant to say that. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. Shock. We need a red phone on Andy's desk that Nani has the number to. Ring, ring, ring. Unmute. No need to pick it up. Yeah, that's the end of message. That's the EOM phone. If that phone is ringing, the only message is unmute. And, let's see here. And, oh, good. He's glad that I laughed. Perfect. I love that Dr. Steve is like off in the background throwing out commentary. Let's see. So, and you remember all those fun little parties when we were online in lockdown? Exactly. And yes, you know, Michael Anthony Smith, I have to agree with Gina. Your suite was your sweet. That's what it was. Your drop was super sweet. I loved that drop. That was flippin' awesome. And yes, you know what, Michael Anthony Smith, you were up late last night. I mean, I'm not being judgmental because I loved that you were there, but you were up late for you last night. So go moi, and go snoozling, and we'll see you on the next time when we see ya. And I believe this Saturday we might be showing Ghostbusters. So the first one from back in the first days, the ghosting and the busterings. So if you want to watch the Ghostbusters, that's what we're going to be playing on Saturday. And words are jardra than usual today. That's exactly it, jardra. I like that. And I don't know if you meant to do that, Gina, but that's exactly the most perfectal thing. Perfectal. I did mean to do that. And what time for Ghostbusters? It'll be 6 p.m. West Coast time, so super late for you on East Coast. It'll be 9 p.m., but it is a Saturday night, so fingers crossed you can maybe think about it. And I know that if you can't, I will not be offended, because sleep is a wonderful thing. And sometimes when it comes, you just want to fall into its loving arms. So let's see here. Molly Amby having all the word smarters. Exactly. And yeah, Andre, I think that there's like a total of 5 of them now in the series. And I only have 3 in my collection. So they're the final 2 that they've come out. I don't have those. I'll probably eventually be getting them. Or rather, Pat, my movie source, will probably eventually be getting them. And then he will then borrow them to us, lend them to us. So we get to watch a lot of movies because of my friend Pat. And we might get to watch more Ghostbusters because of my friend Pat. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? And Rick, yes, you're going to be on a cabin run this weekend. That makes sense. 'Tis the time of year for you to be heading up north. And speaking of time of year, 'tis the time of year to be doing some gardening. And today I was feeling motivated to go to the, what is it called? The hardware store to find this thing. It's called a, well, I don't know what it's called. My friend has it. It's a battery charged chainsaw, but it's handheld and it's like just little. It's a little chainsaw. Now he calls it a chainsaw. When I went to the hardware store today, the guy was like, that might be more of a hedge trimmer. And I was like, that makes way more sense. I don't know if it's a chainsaw or what. Do you have them? And he was like, well, sort of. We do have one that still makes, but it's $219 and it's really professional grade. And if you're only going to use it a couple times a year, I really don't want to sell you something that's that expensive that you really don't need. He's like, so, because this is the Ace Hardware in my neighborhood, he's like, normally I don't like to tell people to do this, but he's like, you might want to go to Home Depot because they might have what you're looking for. He's like, because all we have here is the heavy duty still stuff. And he's just like, that is just, because I told him what I wanted to use it for. He's like, you don't need a $200 tool for that. Because basically I have a couple branches that I want to cut down. And then also I have some bamboo from my neighbor's yard that keeps coming up. And even though the bamboo is like less than an inch across, I'm telling you guys, bamboo is really difficult to cut. I have tried cutting it with clippers. I've tried cutting it with a handsaw. Bamboo is remarkably tough and resilient, y'all. I mean, I knew that, but I never really knew that. I know that now. And so, an 8-inch gas chainsaw, only $2.99 at Home Depot. No, this is a battery-operated, rechargeable one. And, exactly, dude. Dang, you could have used that today. Some of the thicker dead branches on the rose bush were quite hard to cut. They were old and thick. So, eMusic, I completely told that salesman, I was like, dude, you're the boss. It's so awesome that you're just like, no. You know, it's like, I could oversell you something, but I'm not gonna, don't need, you know, he's like, and he was like, the last thing I want is to piss off a customer by overselling them, and then you go around telling people that we're overselling people stuff. So yeah, and Chuck, exactly, you've got a still, it will live longer than you, precisely, exactly. If it has a, and okay, Kenny, if it has a cutting chain on it and it saw stuff, it's a chainsaw. So Mama Sean, all right, yes, I have one with a changeable hedge trimmer or clipper end. Okay, Mama Sean, you are my my go-to here, I guess. You're the one with the knowledge. Where'd you get it? What's it called? And roughly how much did it cost? Try Harbor Freight, corded electric, 14-inch chainsaw, probably under 50. I don't know if I trust a chainsaw from Harbor Freight, y'all. I'm not, like, trying to be all, I'm not trying to be all judgmental and stuff, but here I am being all judgmental and stuff. But I don't know if I trust that, and oh my god, Kenny, you have a battery-operated reciprocating saw that cuts anything provided I have the correct blade. I might have a saw, now that I think about it, that maybe it's not rechargeable, it's got a cord, but now that I think about it, I do have a saw that might work. And Lily M coming in, Mitchy Mama. Molly, I look radiant today. Did I go in the sun? No, I took a shower right before the stream, and so I think I'm all flushed from the hot water there. But thank you. It's good to know that you guys can tell I'm radiant and clean. I don't stink. I radiate something other than stink. And okay, so there you go. Shock coming in. I wouldn't trust a Harbor Freight hammer. Yeah, exactly. And right, Rick, what could go wrong? Just a sharp chain spinning at thousands of RPMs. And Mama Sean, thank you so much for doing some homework for me, because you will try to find some links and email me. Fan-flippin-tastic, because honestly, I asked my friend who had it, like, can I borrow it? And he went radio silent, so it's like, well, never mind then. What? Shock. I honestly, I think you're being serious, but it also has to be a flippin' joke. My husband got an anvil at Harbor Freight and he broke it. You're not supposed to. I knew you were serious. You're not supposed to break the anvil, y'all. The anvil's not supposed to be the one that breaks. You're supposed to break the hammer. And even then, you're not breaking the hammer. You're just breaking the hammer holder. Oh my. Yeah. And exactly, Harbor Freight, perfect for one-time use. They would last that long. Exactly. Picola T, do Lowe's and Home Depot rent out equipment? I don't know. But here's the deal. I don't want a big chainsaw. I don't want a 14-inch chainsaw. It's like an 8-inch little thing. I just want it for little. I want to be able to stow it in my cupboard in my laundry room, like it's little. The one that my friend has says that it's little. And so, let's see here. Regarding tools, says Lily M, you can take care of them. If you take care of them by cleaning them after each use, they will last forever. Oil the metal parts before putting it away. Well, sort of true, Michi Mama, but Harbor Freight's tools are such poor quality that even if you take care of them, they still fall apart, And I don't know, because I don't know if y'all have Harbor Freight on the islands in Hawaii, but Harbor Freight really is not known for their good quality. They're very cheap. And yeah, it wouldn't hurt to check out the rental, but from what I understand, yes, made in China, very much. And okay, here we go. So Walmart has a 6-inch cordless handheld mini electric chainsaw for wood cutting, tree trimming, blue, for $60. Now, see, that is more what I'm willing to pay. $60, although I'd rather not go through Walmart. So, but this is good to know that at least I'm not. My friend didn't just like make something up to tease me with it, right? I think he said he paid $40 for it. 40 is better than 60, but I'll do 60. But I would like to have, I do have a need fairly often for cutting down little things. And oftentimes I use my very fancy pants. I'm going to show them to you. My very fancy pants left-handed Felco clippers, but you also have to understand that if it's bigger than this or tougher than this, then I can't use it. And the bamboo is tougher than this, like stupid tougher than that. And and Kenny, personally, not having an actual need for an expensive tool rarely stops me from buying said expensive tool. Yeah, I'm that guy. Not at all surprised, my friend. Not at all surprised. In fact, I found that most guys are like that, because you never know when you might need it, and you might as well invest in a good quality tool instead of a poor quality tool. Right? And let's see here. Your husband also bought you, I must say he bought it for me, a brand new nice set of loppers. Nice. He found it in the shed the other day. Surprise! And Picolati, have I checked Facebook Marketplace for used garden tools? No, mostly because I was under the impression, and actually, now that I'm saying these words out loud, it's embarrassing to admit, but I was sort of under the impression that this 8-inch battery-powered handheld mini chainsaw was kind of a newer thing. Like it it didn't occur to me that maybe they would be used, I guess. I figured it was too new to find used. There we go. No, not anymore, Rick. We used to. Before the pandemic, we did have a tool loan program, but after that, it kind of, yeah, no. And, let's see here. Your son bought me a Snake R. The tub was plugged. I don't know what a Snake R is, but yeah, I don't own a snake because snakes are gross, and I don't mean snakes because I used to have a boa constrictor. That kind of snake, not even a problem. It's the plumbing kind. I don't want to. How about I pay you to do that? I don't want to do that. And do people leave their garage doors up all the time? No. Well, yes, a lot of them do, but those people have big dogs. Those people have really big dogs. Yes, exactly. Andre DeWalt, another very quality brand, makes an 8-inch pruning saw, but it's like $139. Yeah, I'd rather buy something that was one step above Freight Harbor. One step above Freight Harbor, but also not DeWalt, Milwaukee, still level quality. Make sense? And let's see here. Oh, we got a message from Zoe, I guess. She pawed the keyboard. So cute. And, oh, now Mama Sean, Home Depot has a cordless electric pole saw with an 8-inch chainsaw, Ryobi. Actually, a electric pole saw would... It's not a pole saw. You don't eat it. An electric pole saw, that actually might also be a, that really might come in more useful than just the handheld, now that I think about it. Okay. So, I'll have to, yeah, okay, I'll have to take a look-see here. I'm very glad, yeah, Ryobi is expensive, but has a bunch of tools you can use the battery pack for. That's right. Yeah, I was like, Ryobi, though, that does sound expensive. Yeah, I'll have to, but still, though, 8-inch mini chainsaw, Ryobi, $50. That's not bad. That's not so bad. Okay. And yeah, I was thinking, Andre, a lot of times you can take the saw off the pole saw, and so, right, exactly, yeah. That I might want to... Well, I am glad we are having this conversation because I hadn't thought about the pole saw. I obviously want some kind of cabbage salad. I hadn't thought about the pole saw / hand saw option. Yeah, Ryobi are definitely, yeah, they would be, I guess, mid-range. Which is, I guess, exactly what I'm looking for, is something along that line. Because, like I said, I don't really want bottom of the line, especially since we're dealing with chains. And Kenny, in your professional opinion, Rigid and Milwaukee, in that order, are the best power tools. Not at all surprised, and Milwaukee is very much, very much out of my price range. I know nothing about Rigid. So, yeah, I'm guessing it is also out of my price range. I will admit, I do have a couple DeWalt things, but not a DeWalt saw, so there you go. And, yeah, Shuck, I was thinking a Sawzall might be just as good as a chainsaw for my purposes. I was thinking that I don't have a Sawzall. Last time I checked Sawzalls, they were a couple $100, actually I think like $300. But I do have another saw that is not a Sawzall, but it's I feel like maybe I could use it for some of my purposes. So now that we're bringing up different kinds of saws, I remember, wait, I do have a saw that I could maybe do. I don't remember what it is. It's a jigsaw, I think. But I think if with the right blade, I might be able to cut the little things with the little jigsaw. Maybe not. You guys can point and laugh. I don't even know if it's a jigsaw. I think it's a jigsaw. It is a jigsaw now that I think about it. And yes, exactly. I am very obviously tongue-tied today. Not Thai Tong, which is a very classic Queen Anne restaurant. It is a very classic Queen Anne restaurant, and they have delicious green beans. I know, yeah. The jigsaw has a cage around the blade. Oh, then I don't have a jigsaw. Because there's no cage. Let's see here. Rick arguing a little bit with Kenny. It's Milwaukee then rigid. But then again, this 414 might be biased. Yeah. I know, right? Lady Misty, doesn't that jigsaw has a cage around the blade? That actually really sounds creepy. Like full on horror movie. And right, yeah, you can only cut so tall of an item. Exactly, yeah. So some of the stuff I probably wouldn't be able to use, but I do think I might be able to use it to cut the bamboo. That's really, and that is sort of the pressing need at the moment. And Mama Sean, you did send me an email, the recipe for the pork roast, and I haven't opened it yet, but the pork roast is going to be cooked tonight, and I still haven't decided what I'm going to be doing, and your recipe is going to be the first one I'm looking at. So, thank you so much. And you guys, thank you so much for all the ideas for the pork roast. Like I said, I'm still not quite sure. Well, I do know I'm not going to do the Kahlua pork right now because I don't have the banana leaves. That being said, I do plan on getting another roast and doing the Kahlua pork with the banana leaves, etc., etc. And let's see here. Lowe's has a Craftsman reciprocating saw for $80. Oh, Mama Sean, yours needs banana leaves? Okay, well then here we go. I'm not going to be making yours tonight, but I might be making it later on. And for sure, Rick wishes he could afford to buy some of the Milwaukees and the Ridges, but instead you get the Harbor Freight throwaways. That's so funny. And yeah, Shock, who doesn't want a Sawzall, right? I mean, for real, who doesn't want a Sawzall? And, oh, that's what I've got. I think I've got a reciprocating saw. That's what I think I have. No, I think it's a jigsaw. But you're right. A reciprocating saw might be good for $80. So, okay. Yes, a Sawzall. Okay, that is a reciprocating saw. With the right blade, we'll get through. Dude. A Sawzall will get through my arm with the right blade. I mean, I'd rather it didn't, but you know. I have thought about getting a Sawzall, Rick, but like I said, that's way more expensive than the budget that I was budgeting for with this potentially $40 mini Fisher Price chainsaw, basically. My first chainsaw is what it would be. Little Fisher Price. Do you remember the Fisher Price plastic? My first whatever's? Yeah. My first chainsaw. And let's see here. Can I get it during the upcoming musical? Oh, the saw? Maybe. If it's where I think it is, yes. If it's where the second option it is, it might be, no. And Harbor Freight Sawzalls aren't Sawzalls, silly kittens. Sawzalls are Milwaukee brand. They trademarked it. So when I say Sawzall, I mean Milwaukee, okay? I mean the one that's 300 flippin' bucks. Actually, I don't know if there's still 300. Last time I looked at them, they were like 300, and that was a very long time ago. Maybe they've gone down in price. Maybe they've gone down in price. That's funny. Down in price. Yeah, I'm sure they've gone down in price. I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, a used one on eBay, that's for $50. That's not too bad. But does it work? Etc., etc. And let's see here. The tools I'm coveting right now are all the Ego battery operated from lawn and garden stuff Daddy want. Yeah, well, and that's what I really want is another thing that I really want is I want to kind of be cordless, just because a lot of my stuff is corded and there is something to be said about that. But when you're working without, God, I'd rather not be corded if I don't have to be. But you know, if I have to be, I guess I will. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so you guys, we're gonna shift gears a little bit because, and that's an entire comedy skit based on the best value Sawzall for a serial killer. Yeah, totally, because does he really need Milwaukee brand? Now, if he's going to be disposing of them after each kill, you definitely you'd want a lower quality one. So, and let's see here. Lily M, if Sawzall is privately owned, they might have maintained good quality. Well, I think Sawzall is Milwaukee, and I don't know if Milwaukee is privately owned, but from what Rick and Kenny were saying, they still are considered fairly high quality, but boy, oh boy, I have no idea. I really have no clue. But Shock is coming in with a good point. If you're a serial killer, every cut is important. You cannot with the cheap tools. All right. Good point. And let's see here. Next time I'm at the bar, ask if anybody is selling any tools for cash. I probably will get more than a few choices. It's actually a good point. That's a very good point there, Rick, for sure. And if you go to anybody in the trades and ask for a Sawzall, you're going to get whatever reciprocating saw they have, whether it's a Milwaukee or not. Oh, well, that's good to know, Kenny. And let's see here. Ration incantation when wait, hold on. I don't even know what word that is. And so let's see here. Yeah, you'd love to see one video of me sawing the bamboo. There you have it. So, well, maybe one day I can. Sawzall was Milwaukee Tools, but now it's owned by Tektronic Industries Group, a Hong Kong-based company since 2005. Oh, it's an antiquated word for thinking was the word I could not say. Okay, cool. That works. Okay, so then, so I guess then that that it's possible the quality did go down since it's not Milwaukee anymore. And Andre brings up the most important point of all, actually, when it comes to serial killers choosing their reciprocating saws. Milwaukee comes in red. Much easier to cover the blood up with. So, obviously, I think it's obvious. I think it's fair that based on the points brought up today by both Shock and Andre, that the Milwaukee Sawzall, the red one, is probably the reciprocating saw of choice for serial killers for reasons of durability, accuracy, cut precision, and hiding of the bloodstains. I'm comfortable with this decision. How about you guys? Are you comfortable with this? I'm comfortable with this decision. And, Mama Sean, very true. Depends on the bar. My particular bar that I go to often, no, that it would be very much frowned upon. But the other bar that has the comedy show that I'm going to go to later tonight, someone might be able to find me the tools there at their watering hole. And let's see here. Dexter awarded Sawzall. Yeah, the Dexter Award, Sawzall goes to Milwaukee Tools. That's exactly it. That is exactly it, Andre. We have it. We have it. All right, so speaking of camouflage, I'm sure you guys know this, but Lily M, am I still trying stand up? Yes and no. The tax season kind of had me focusing on other stuff, but right now I do have a couple bits that I'm sort of working on. I haven't gone on stage in a few months, but yeah, it's definitely on a back burner or a side burner, I guess. It's not during the tax season. It was on the back burner. Now it's more on the side burner, not the main one, but it's still things are bubbling. So we'll see if I can get some laughs on stage in the next month or so. And let's see here. Picola T, another beautiful, beautiful point of view. Just don't ask for a rope and tarp the same time you ask for the tools. Good, very, very good point. And let's see here. I need one reciprocating saw for about 3 days. Then that saw needs to be at work on a job site 5 states away within 12 hours. There we go. Yes. And yes, you did just locate yourself on the East Coast where this is possible. Yeah, because I was like, 5 states away in 5 hours or in 12 hours? That's not going to happen. And, Kenny, if you ask a tool finder where they got their tools, they usually tell you at the getting place. That is exactly it. That is exactly it. Oh my, we are, oh my is what we are. All right, you guys, so hey, we are on the verge of a Lono Listening Break. However, this Lono Listening Break is going to be a little bit different, so I'm going to put it off for just a little bit because this Lono Listening Break is also part of an educational arc of why y'all shouldn't listen to me about Hawaiian history, right? Okay, so, but before we're going to talk about that, we're going to talk about something that's kind of funny, and I hope that it works, because I've tried this, and it didn't necessarily... It doesn't always work, but, okay, you guys. First off, speaking of where you can be in 14 hours, well, in less than 14 hours, I can be here on this map. Oh my gosh, do we have a map? Yes, we have a map. All right, what is this? What is this a map of? What am I looking at? It is a map of Seattle-ish. It is a map of just east of Seattle. It is a map of I-90. That's that yellow line that pretty much just goes east or west, depending upon which way you're facing. And it goes into the green. It goes into that there green. And that there green, why, it is the foothills of the mountains, and then it is the Cascade Mountains. You might see near the middle of the picture, you might see in the middle of the picture, slightly to the right, a little green dot marker that says, the summit at Snoqualmie Pass. That is the height of the mountains. That is the tallest peak. Well, that is the pass through the mountains. That is where you are going up the mountain. And then after you go through the pass, you go down out of the mountains. So before the Snoqualmie Peak, we have a town called Snoqualmie, and we also have a town called North Bend. Both of these towns, and there's a reason why I'm telling you all this, both of these towns are in the foothills of the Cascade Mountains. They get snow easily. There's probably still snow on the ground in places there. They are mountainous wilderness areas. And yes, Mama Sean, go to the lodge at Snoqualmie to eat for sure. All right, so we, by the way, live in the Pacific Northwest. This is on the continent of North America. I know, I'm telling you guys things like, why is she telling me this? Here's why, because we're not Africa. Okay? We're not Africa. The altitude eMusic for North Bend is probably 2,000 or 3,000 feet. I think the summit's maybe, no. You know what? I can't answer that question. I don't know. I can look it up. but I don't know. And let's see here. Picolti, you've been stuck in traffic on that snowbound I-90 and had to relieve yourself desperately. The driver behind us was kind enough to turn off his headlights so you could, take care of your urgency. Exactly. And, anyway, so we are not in Africa. We are in the mountains of the Pacific Northwest. And as Andre said, we have zebras. We have zebras in the wild. We have a zebra in the wild. We have zebras running loose. We have a zebra in the wild. Here, let's watch.
These bras, I have 4 of them now. I normally wear a 34 double.
A zebra is still on the loose near North Bend, and here on day 3, people are reporting new zebra sightings. It is one of 4 zebras that escaped a trailer on I-90 while being transported to Montana over the weekend. KOMO's Jackie Kent talked with a man who had a run-in with a zebra. I can't even really believe I'm saying that, Jackie, but a run-in with a zebra this morning.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it either. As you can imagine, he was shocked by what he saw when he realized this was the missing zebra just a couple hundred feet away from him. He told me that it stayed on the trail for about 15 minutes before retreating back into the woods, and he caught this whole thing on his cell phone. Signs in North Bend make it clear South Fork neighbors are Team Zebra.
It's whimsical, it's unbelievable, it's fun, it's beautiful to imagine zebra running in our woods.
Other residents are marking their streets as zebra crossings. This comes days after 4 of the exotic animals escaped a trailer on I-90 near the North Bend exit and brought traffic to a halt, as seen in this citizen video.
Must be a joke.
And as one adult stallion remains on the loose. King County Animal Control confirms there was a report of a zebra sighting about 1 day into the search. That was in the Snoqualmie Trail area off of Southeast 145th Street. They were not able to get an officer on scene quick enough. Now they plan to have extra patrols in the area over the next several days. Patrick Murphy snapped this video of his encounter with the missing stallion on his morning run on that same trail and reported it.
It's kind of like the local Bigfoot now. I hope they catch him, but I mean, the zebra might live in the hills forever in our hearts. I jokingly said that you don't find the zebra finds you.
A King County Animal Control spokesperson says capturing the stallion isn't so black and white.
We'll let it come to us versus spooking it and chasing it completely out of the area where we kind of know where it's at already.
Longtime residents in the small town known to tourists as the backdrop of a 90s TV drama are ecstatic that this unlikely event has put their home back on the map.
People are having fun with it and just enjoying that it's something different and fun. North Bend has hit fame beyond Twin Peaks.
And Animal Control does confirm with us that the zebra's owner bought the animals from someone in Winlock, Washington, and was taking them to her petting zoo in Montana when the animals escaped. If you do happen to see this zebra, you're asked to do what Patrick did. Call 911 and they will connect you with Animal Control. For now, live in North Bend, Jackie Kent, KOMO News.
Here you can see we have some, Rick, it's been here for 3 whole days, which means it has crossbred with the clams. We now have zebra clams. And it looks like the zebra's been busy because he also made friends with Sasquatch. So Sasquatch has befriended the zebra and tamed him. It's tough to tame a stallion, but I figure if anybody can tame a stallion, a Bigfoot could. And so we've got a lot of we got a lot of zebra memes coming on these days in the Pacific Northwest. And so I thought that was just a very cute little cute little story. And Rick, though, but to be serious, I think it was on Saturday or Sunday that they went missing. And so it hasn't really been that many days. That being said, obviously, the longer the zebra is out, the further he can wander. And Shock, in regards to what your plan was, hey Gil, good to see you. We're talking about a zebra that is running loose in the Pacific Northwest. And Shock, they actually sort of did try your plan. There was a ranch in North Bend that let the owner with the 3 other zebras park the trailer there. They had them corralled. They had them, and they waited for a day or two in hopes that they could, in hopes of a couple things. First off, to lure him to the area with familiar smells. And sounds of his harem. I don't really know if it's his harem, but his friends. But then also they were there as a home base because they were looking for the zebra and they wanted to be close by with the trailer in case they found the zebra. They have, I believe, since moved on to Montana to the petting zoo. Now, I'm not saying that I want the zebra to last in the woods for a couple reasons. First off, I don't know how acclimated to living outdoors that previously in captivity wild animal is. Where that wild animal comes from is much warmer than here. We are going into our warm season, which is good. Food will be plentiful. That being said, what happens in the fall when food is not plentiful and he's cold and unsheltered, and he probably doesn't have a whole lot of defense mechanisms for things like bears or, really more appropriately, cougars. Because part of a zebra's defense mechanism is A, being in herds, not being alone, and B, part of their protection is their striped camouflage. But I'm not so sure that their striped camouflage provides for really excellent camouflage in the environment that it now finds itself in. It might be wonderful camouflage for the plains, the deserts, the Serengeti, the grasslands, the savanna. That's the word I'm looking for, actually. It might be great for that, but this is not where it is right now. And so Shock coming in, the striping breaks up the apparent shape, even if it doesn't blend. So, okay, fingers crossed, but still, because here's the deal, I don't like the idea that it's going to a petting zoo. That kind of pisses me off. On the other hand, I don't want it to die out in the forest either. So, I do want it to get caught, I guess, but what I suppose I really hope is it has a really good time before it gets caught. That's what I hope. And exactly, Darlene, it's not used to the climate or the place, so best plan is, to get them where it meant to be. And, and Andre, zebras bite and kick like anything. They're mean critters, at least in the wild. Why in the flying fork would you want one in a petting zoo? And, cougars, mountain lions, same thing. Absolutely 1000% are in that area. They are, yes. Cougars are the biggest concern for that zebra, without a doubt. Cougars live exactly on that trail where that guy was running. That guy also has to keep an eye out for bears and cougars at certain times of the year. That area up there, it's in the mountain. It is in the mountains. It's very undeveloped. It is, mountain lions are there. They are. And, let's see here. Kenny, zebras in Savannah, Georgia? Did I miss something? No, silly kitten. I mean the savannah in the Africa. And, let's see here. The stripes are not camouflage like blending in, but in a herd, it's a dazzle of camouflage confusing any predators. Right, but see, once again, not in a herd, right? That's the deal, is he's solitary. And, any kind of herd animal gets some of their protection from being in the herd. Because they can only take down one of you. And that's disturbing, but at least the rest of you are going to be good. Well, if there's only one of you in the one of you, you're the one of you. You're the one. And let's see here. Normally they got help so they can get a nap without getting eaten. Nobody kept watch for this guy. Yeah, nobody keep watch for this guy. Precisely. Yeah. So and actually, you know what, to tell you the truth, Andre, you do bring up a good point. The cougars might say, I don't know if I want to eat that. That's weird. I've never seen one of those. Are those edible? And I will tell you this. Cougars definitely don't have a history of attacking horses in the area. And it is the most horse-like creature. I mean, if a cougar was going to be familiar with that shape of an animal, it would be because of a horse or a donkey. And I know cougars do attack horses. I do know that. I know that they also attack donkeys. I also know a donkey killed a cougar once, but we're not going to get into that. But for real, actually. But I do wonder, though, Andre, since the cougars here are not lacking other prey, more familiar prey, perhaps the unfamiliar nature of that potential dinner might be, it's just like, oh, I'm not in the mood for African food tonight. I really want to eat local, maybe. I don't know. If you do see a cobra, yeah, that's right. All right, if you do see a zebra, no. Everybody, Kenny wrote something. I can't read it. If you do see a cougar eating a zebra, guaranteed they both lost a bet. Good Lord. That should not have been that difficult. And, oh, you're right. No, that's what I'm saying, Darlene. You thought, though, if hungry enough, a cougar will attack and eat almost anything, even fish of a shallow river. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying, though, is since they've got an abundance of other food sources, perhaps it would not look at it as an ideal food source. I mean, obviously, we are, I don't know of how many zebras we've had lost in the Cascades, so I'm not sure we have any expert knowledge on just what might happen. And, right, exactly. Cougars eat deer, which are way lighter than that. Precisely. That's what, yeah, it might, and that's what I was saying, is cougars aren't known to attack donkeys or horses around here. And so I just don't know if it would look at it as a prey item. On the other hand, to assume that it wouldn't would be a little bit naive. And Gina, they ended up, they started out in Winlock, Washington, which is way far up north. I don't know why the private owner had them in Winlock. I don't know what the private owner was doing, but that owner sold them to a lady who has a petting zoo in Montana. So in order to get the zebras from Winlock to Montana, they have to travel I-90 to get there. And I guess the trailer was clearly unsecured. And it's what it sounds like is the trailer somehow was unsecured. I do not know in which way. At North Bend, the driver pulled over to secure the trailer. In the act of securing the trailer, the zebras escaped. My best guess is it wasn't really the act of... My best guess is the zebras probably could have escaped at any moment. They just waited for the truck to stop. And then as soon as the truck stopped, they probably bolted. And then dude got out of the car or the truck and was like, oh, fuck. And so, but the way it's described is in the act of resecuring the trailer, the zebras escaped. And it's like, well, that actually doesn't make sense. Clearly, the trailer was still unsecured when they escaped, right? So, anyway, it was a bad trailer securing situation. Pulled over to resolve that in North Bend. Things got worse in North Bend, and so then the driver had to stay a night or two in North Bend trying to get 3 of the 4 zebras started out. 3 of the 4 were corralled the very first night. It was that pesky stallion that went off a run-in that they're still trying to track. And so they're headed to a petting zoo. Now, if they are as big and ornery and mean and violent and kicky and bitey as Andre suggests, and I know that some animals are like that, so yeah, I don't really know why they think a zebra would be good in a petting zoo. Right, exactly. Kenny, a zebra at a petting zoo? What, they couldn't get a menopausal hippopotamus? Precisely, yeah, hippopotamuses are, like, completely way more docile than zebras, it seems like, and frankly, hippopotamuses, even though they're vegetarians, have been known to eat people, so, yeah! Huh. Pacola T, better that they escaped in North Bend into the woods. Could have been disastrous if they had escaped in a more urban place. Well, to a degree, I guess, Pacola T, but if it was an urban place, don't you think they might have been easier to corral? I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I don't really know if, I don't really know. And see, Honda, she's suggesting that the zebra painted himself all black, so now no one will recognize him. He's a goth horse. That's right. Just call me the Black Stallion. That's it. And Andre, once again, bringing in total facts. A mountain lion only weighs like 200... only weighs like 220 at tops, so maybe it would not want to deal with something as heavy as a zebra. Precisely. Yeah, and... Yep, the zebra's going all emo, going all scene stir, and hippos kill like 500 people a year in Africa. Not a nice animal. Precisely. I know, I was kidding that I'd rather have a hippo than a zebra, but either way, neither are very nice. Neither are nice, okay? And so, yeah, why it's going to a petting zoo, I don't know. I can only assume that the petting zoo is for petting other animals, and the zebras will be kept within further than arm's distance, because what are they thinking? I mean, what? Yeah, because apparently zebras are not nice. So why? And I'll tell you what, actually, horses, until they're tamed, are also not very nice. So it really shouldn't surprise me that a zebra is just like, stand back. I really just don't even have time for y'all. And I'm sure that's exactly what the stallion is saying right now. Stand back. I don't have time for you. And right, exactly, Andre. Goats are bad enough at the petting zoo. And yes, exactly, Darlene. Hippos are very territorial. And the problem with hippos is you sometimes don't know they're there because they're under the water. And then suddenly you're on your little kayak and they are just like, oh, your oar touched my ear. And now I'm raging because how dare you even be? Yeah. Wait, what? What? Wait, oh, shock, you got to play with the chainsaw. It's like, wait, see, Honda got to play with the chainsaw? Cause we were talking about chainsaws earlier. All right, Kenny, I'm going to change the subject then, because you're trying not to steer the cougar conversation into the bar lady direction. It's getting harder and harder the more you hear the term cougar. Okay, you guys, well, we're not going to talk about cougars anymore. Instead, we're going to talk about stingrays. That's right. We're going to talk about stingrays, and we're going to talk about why people like me, i.e., people who are not Hawaiian cultural practitioners, should not tell people about Hawaiian cultural practices. First off, here's the deal. Here's the deal, you guys, okay? So, boom. This is an eagle-spotted stingray, a spotted eagle stingray. I don't know what it's called. It's a stingray. No, Gina, we're just getting into the Lono Listening Break, oddly enough. This is a little bit of a different Lono Listening Break. So, this is a stingray. It's from Hawaii. It's also known as a Hihimanu. Hihimanu. Lono has a song called Hihimanu. And it is a song that is a chant from the Hawaiian Islands. And let's see if I can find it here. Boop. And here are the lyrics to the chant. So The back surfaces of a stingray, at the sea of Weloka, a mischievous god thrashing its wings. Ocean becomes rough. Waves surge, destroying the reefs. Sand covering deposited on the hills. Pull out the trees to make a fish hook. Paddle the canoe in the sea of Weloka. The hook is let down, attracting the stingray. The wing is caught. The kapua is pulled. The fishermen overturned from the weight of the stingray. In the face of death of the stingray leaps from the seas of Weloka, leaps upward to the sky, body changed into a kite, gliding steadily in the Nahuoni winds. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Grab hold of the cord, clinging to the tail. Pull the stingray, pull it close to earth. Pull the stingray, pull it close to earth. The cord snapped, the kite drifted away. Thrust the spears. Spear the evil stingray. Pierced is the wing, straight through the skin. The kite fell at let's see here. Kalani Vai. The kapua crashed upon the sands. Body changed into a man. The kapua fled in fright. The people gathered arms and chased the kapua. The man dug in the sand to hide it. Onelele, its plan mistaken, the kapua was found. The man was pulled from its hiding place. Beaten was the body, beaten the kapua. Life snatched from the kapua, dead the man. At Kava'aloa, it remains in the sand. Ooh, whoops. I didn't mean to black that out. So, that is, hey there, PPP Bang. So that is the English translation of the chant from 900 AD from Hawaii Island. And it's about the stingray. Lono has that on 2 albums. He has it on Old Style 10, and he's going to have it also coming on EV 345. That one hasn't been released yet. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to listen to the Lono song, and then we're going to talk a little bit about things and stuff. But this is the Lono song, Hihimanu, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about some things and stuff. Boop.
Pule o Molokai. Powerful prayers. Hey, welcome back. Let's go. Hihimanu, ike kai velo ka he kupua kupaka heu, huino moana, aale momoho paunalu ka papa, one uohi, vaihona pu, ula ala, lilo ka huku, hoe ke waa ike kai velo ka o oku ka huku male ka manu Hihimanu a heu uki kupua hulia vai a ike kauma a manu make alo ka make o ka hihimanu lele ka manu mai ke kai velo ka lele aluna i ka papa leva ho o kua kino lilo i pea ho o kaua he a he i ka nahu one kupua Uki kanaka hui wahi pe e Hahau ke kino, hahau ke kupua ola kupua Pau ke kanaka I ka awaloa I koi puone Hihimanu.
Okay, so Andre, thank you so much for all of those gift subs, and thank you so much, Raiders, for coming on in. You're just in time for a little Lono listening break and a little Lono listening lesson, or rather, a lesson that is enforced by listening to Lono. Anyway, here's what I'm trying to say. So, I heard this song many years ago, and I liked the song. And then, remember, Hihimanu, right? Remember what we're talking about here. We are talking about, oh, God darn it, where did it go? We're talking about, we're talking about a stingray. You notice the stingray's tail, the little everything. We're talking about a stingray, all right? So, when I saw this mountain in Kauai, a mountain called Hihimanu, located on the north shore of Kauai, these are all pictures of Hihimanu. Can you see why it's called Hihimanu? Can you see why it's called that? It seems really obvious to me, right? Okay, so, and you know I had to have a map to let you know where on Kauai you could find this. North Shore, kind of by Honolulu. Anyway, so when I saw this picture, I said to myself, clearly, obviously, this must be the mountain that Lono song, that Lono chant, it's not a Lono chant, it's just a chant, that chant was written about. It had to be, right? It had to be. What else could it be? Hey, thank you so much, Terry, for them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 biddies, 500 biddies, actually, big deal. And eMusic, so many place names repeat on each island. You bring up a good point. However, I don't think well, I'm getting ahead of myself. eMusic, you are so right. So many place names repeat on each island. So, this is the Kauai thing. But here's the deal, y'all. It if you listen to the lyrics of the song, they mention a bunch of places. And none of the places that they mention are on Kauai. But you know what? Oh, thank you, Andre, for the 400 biddies and for the hype train we've got going on. But here's the deal, y'all. All the place names in that song are on Hawaii Island. And what the song sings of, what the chant sings of is up there at the top on the right-hand side where the red dot is, Veloka. That's where the stingray was in the song. That's where the stingray was first spotted in the ocean. And that's where they pulled the trees out because it was a god stingray. It was a huge stingray. And the term kapua in the song, that means a demigod. So that means the stingray can turn into a man, the man can turn into a stingray. So, but it's a god, right? So it's a stingray god that they pull the trees out of the land and make a fish hook big enough for that, catch him, and then, remember in the song, it takes to the sky and turns into a kite. And it flies all the way over the island. This is all in the chant. It speaks how it flies all the way over the island and ends up at Kava'aloa, which, by the way, that's where the Captain Cook monument is on Kona side. So it goes from Hilo side all the way to Kona side over the island that stingray went, and then splashed into the water there, it landed on the sand, and the god turned into a man, and then the people killed the man, and so then the god and the man are both dead in the sand. And there's like, I can't find any reference to any Hihimanu place on the Big Island, and eMusic coming in to point exactly perfect why no one should ever listen to a white person telling their assumptions of Hawaiian culture, because here we go. A kapua is better known as a spirit shaman than a god, says someone who is an actual cultural practitioner. Fantastic. Thank you so much, eMusic. I really, yes. Once again, proving why sometimes you really shouldn't listen to white people telling the story of other people's culture, because they make these silly assumptions that seem so logical. I mean, honestly, I thought the song that was about the stingray, I thought that it was about this mountain. Nah. Nope. Not even close. And so, exactly, Gil Soto, no quote me. And so, yeah, I felt really foolish when I found out, because I was, and here's the seed of this. I was going to spend a lot of time, before I knew I didn't know what I was talking about, I was going to spend a lot of time talking about how isn't it neat that Lono has this chant that's based on this place in Kauai, and oh my god, look at how much this place on Kauai looks like a stingray, and isn't it awesome that there's a chant about this place? But then once I reread the chant, I realized that's not what the chant is. The chant is not about that at all. Yeah. All right then. So, and eMusic, you're so flippin' generous. The fact that you want to educate people is a good thing. And god dang it, I can't read nothing. Let's see here. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to educate. I just realized sometimes, boy, oh boy, I get the message really, really wrong. And so, and let's see here. Okay, eMusic, or Andre's asking eMusic something, so I'm not even going to, touch that because I clearly don't know enough to do anything. And, Pacola T saw cool rays swimming at night off the, let's see here, by the, Waikoloa coast. God, why was that hard to say? And, let's see here. Terry, eMusic is well up on things Hawaiian. She gave us great commentary during the Merry Monarch. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And let's see here. Kauai is also Japanese. Yeah, Kauai actually, yes and no, PPP Bang. The Kauai I am speaking of is spelt differently than what you just spelled, but the way you spelled it, you are correct. That is totally a Japanese thing. And it's all about being cute. It's cute. But no, the Kauai I am talking about is the island of Kauai, and it is spelled Kauaia, or it's spelled different. I don't know how it's spelled. And and let's see here. Michi Mama wants to know if Pacola T went in the water with the rays. I don't really know if I'd want to do that. And Andre, you know, you're being all judgmental and shit. Oops, excuse me. Sorry. I try not to do that. Andre's being all judgmental, and I totally agree with him. Pacola T is the most interesting woman in the world. That's right, Pacola T. I'm judging you. Andre is judging you, and we're judging you as the most interesting person and the interesting girl in the world. And thank you. Thank you, C Honda. That's what I was trying to spell. That's how it's spelt different, PPB Bang. Yes. And then there's also a place called Kawaiʻi High, though. Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. There's a lot of places in Hawaii that have that similar spelling of letters. There's only 13 letters in the Hawaiian alphabet after all. Exactly. Oh shoot. Molly said shoot. That's what I said. That's right. I do, you guys, I am sorry. I know this last year I have gotten really slack. I dropped an F-bomb. I dropped an S-bomb. But you know what? Given close to 3 years that we've been hanging out together here now, only 2 really bad ones came out. I think my stats are still pretty good for me. I mean, for other people, not so much, but for me. Yeah. All right then. And yes, exactly. 13 letters and 2 symbols and a few sounds as language in Hawaii. Exactly. Yeah, that is exactly it. And yes, bath bombs. That's it. That's it. That's it. And no, my back does not hurt, but I might be as bored as you. That's right. I caught that. And can I show VI? No, because I don't know what you're asking, but maybe. eMusic, what are you asking? And then I might be able to. And yeah, Darlene, exactly. Oh, the photo that you sent. Oh, that's right. No, I can't because I didn't download it yet. Gosh darn it. Okay, actually, you know what? Kenny from the Cove, you are so lucky. All right, we're going to have 2 Lono Listening Breaks today. That's right, we're going to have 2 Lono Listening Breaks, and one of them will be the listening break from last week because the last week we had Puli'o'o and I didn't erase it, and I accidentally started it, and Kenny got happy, and so we're going to listen to Puli'o'o again. And that is right, Kenny, I actually do need to have some Prel thrown in my general direction, but right now we're going to listen to some Lono so I can find the picture in question. The dastardly backroom trading. That's right, our insider trading, the picture that caused the scandal yesterday. All right, but here's just Lono. Let me go find the scandal.
Pule o Molokai. Powerful prayers. Lord. E aloha no ka imi kahua, o ka hula piko, ea, ko amana, anoha no ko ino a kako, ka lahui o moloka iluna. Hey, no, no. Me moloka inui ahina, e ola mau, e aloha wau ia oe, o me hana o kuleo. Me moloka inui ahina, e ola mau, e aloha wau ia oe, o me hana o kuleo. E aloha no kaia kea, o aloha kamehameha me, makaainana. Anoha no koino a kako, ka lahui o moloka iluna. Hey, no, no. E moloka inui ahina, e ola mau, e aloha wau ia oe, o me hana o kuleo. E moloka inui ahina, e ola mau, e aloha wau Homehana Puleo He Molokai Nuiahina E Olama E Aloha Vau Iaoe Homehana Puleo Homehana Puleo Puleo o Molokai.
All right, there we have it. Nice little Lono listening break to cover up the technical work that had to be done. But this is what we are talking about. This is the cutest thing. Come in small, kind packages. Boop. There we go. There we have it. That was the picture that caused a bit of a kerfuffle in a contest yesterday on the Daily Pigeon Live 4th anniversary show, because we got ourselves a duo of sisters that hang out in the Hamajang gang. Nani Aloha being the one on the farthest left. Then we got eMusic being the one in the middle. And then, of course, we got the, I'm assuming, older brother. And I'm guessing he's not here, so I don't know his name or what we would call him if he was part of the Hamajang clan. But if he was, he'd be called Brother Jang. So that's right. Brother Jang is who that is. We've got Brother Jang, eMusic, and Nani Aloha. And of course, because the picture was, or the contest was, guess who the small kind cutie was? But it was just one person, and that was Nani Aloha. Well, older sister, she decided she wanted to win that contest, even though she was maybe cheating, because she was in the picture. But and I think that had it been a consensus vote amongst the Hamajang gang, or with the Hamajang gang, eMusic probably would have won. But because Nani is the producer of the 4th anniversary show, and Nani is the sister of eMusic, you know what sisters do. You know what sisters do. Yeah, so, Nani was like, nah, fam. You ain't no winner just because you my sister. Nuh-uh. No can let that. It's kind of what she said. Only not at all. But that is what happened. So, that was the larger picture in question. And, exactly, Terry, that photo of Shock that Andy showed yesterday fooled us all. She looked like Tom Sawyer. You know what, though? As soon as Pecola T said it was Shock, I immediately knew that had to be right. Once I saw it, I couldn't not see it. It was just like, oh my God, that is, there's no, I don't know who that is, but I know who that is now. And it was. And yeah, didn't fool Pecola T. All right, so it sounds like we've got a birthday coming up in May, and it might just there be Gina's. So happy birthday coming up in the next 31 days, I guess. And Andre, thank you so much for the more biddies and also the gift subs. And I want to thank everybody for subbing and biddying, etc., etc. I hope you had a good time here today. I'm sure it wasn't as good as yesterday's Daily Pigeon Live, but you know what? We already knew going in it was not going to be that good because I didn't have prizes. I don't have no stinking prizes. But the best prize is we got to hang out today. That is it. And, oh, Kenny, you've got a birthday on Friday. All right, excellent. Well, hopefully you'll make yourself some tasty pie or maybe a tasty cake because I know that you make some good pie from what it sounds like. And I'm sure, yeah, Shock, you were laughing hysterically when everyone was guessing, not only guessing everyone but yours. It's like it was all dudes they were guessing. So funny. And eMusic, I am so sorry I spaced on it. I am so thankful. You were like, can you show my... I would have totally forgotten. So thank you so much for reminding me at the end. And Si Honda, you sent me a video a few days ago that I meant to show today, but I forgot to upload it. So hopefully on Sunday, we're going to be talking about a video that C. Honda sent me. And I actually do want to go down a rabbit hole before I show you guys this video, because I think a lot of things, actually. So this video kind of excited me. Anyway. And yes, I believe that that I might be that one person, Kenny. I think I have seen a picture of you all back in your young buck days. All right, you guys, we are 4 minutes over. I knew going into it that we were going to go over because well, whatever, I knew. But thank you guys for hanging out 4 minutes past the hour. By the time it gets 5 minutes past the hour, we should be saying goodbye. Hopefully we'll see each other on Saturday. Remember, Ghostbusters on Saturday. The first one with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd? The first one. I don't know. I've never seen it. All right, so there you have it, Rabbit. Saturday, Ghostbusters. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll see each other soon. Take care, y'all.